we have this thing that lives within the quadratic formula that's called the discriminant. And what it does is it helps tell us what kind of solutions we're going to have. So by looking at the discriminant, we can tell if we're going to have nice solutions, if we're going to have not so nice solutions, if we're going to have real solutions. We can tell a lot of different things. So the discriminant is just a piece of the quadratic formula. It's just b squared minus 4ac. So that is the discriminant. No square root, no anything else. We're just going to look at this piece of it. So remember, the quadratic formula says negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So when we're talking about the discriminant, we are just talking about this. Not even the square root, just what's under it. So that really affects what our solutions look like. If it's positive, we get 2 real answers. Remember yesterday it was negative? What type of solutions did we get yesterday when it was negative? Right? We got imaginary solutions. And then the only thing we haven't really practiced a lot yet is if it's 0, and in those situations we get 1 solution. So, here we go. If the discriminant is positive, you get 2 real solutions. So not only do we have to say 2 solutions, but we need to say what type they are, because we literally have progressed to the point where we can get real and imaginary, so we have to actually be specific and say, we get 2 solutions, and oh yeah, on top of that, they're real. Then, if you get a discriminant of 0, so let's say you plug into b squared minus 4ac, and it's 0, you get 1 real solution. So again, this is b squared minus 4ac, gives you a positive number. This is b squared minus 4ac equals 0. And then this is going to be when b squared minus 4ac equals... What? What did I do?
Why do you keep like
Oh, if you... I know, because we're using the same thing.
Okay.
So if...
Oh, okay.
If b squared minus 4ac is positive, if it's equal to a positive number, like 10 or 1/3 or anything positive, we're going to get 2 real solutions. If it's equal to 0, do you see how that would be a plus or minus 0?
Yeah.
We're only going to get 1 solution, because does adding or subtracting 0 do anything? No. So we get 1 solution. And if it's negative, like the problems we saw yesterday, this is when we have 2 imaginary. Go ahead, Colin.
So in the problems, do we just write positive, 0, or negative?
So you're going to have to find, so there are kind of 2 parts to these questions. You're going to have to find what we call the discriminant. So you're going to tell me, hey, my discriminant is 10. And then you're going to say 2 real solutions. So I'll show you. We're going to do a couple examples right now. So again, for these, when we just need to find the number and type of solutions, we're only doing b squared minus 4ac. We're not doing the plus minus. We don't have all that stuff. We just have this. Okay? All right, for this problem right here, what's my a value? 1. What's my b value? Careful. Negative 12. What's my c value? 36. Okay, so we're going to take all those things and plug them in. Remember, when you square something, it has to get plugged in a parenthesis house. Otherwise, you're going to get the wrong answer. So here's my b squared. Minus 4 times a. What's my a? 1. Times c. What's my c? 36. So this is all you have to do for this problem. We need to figure it out. And again, this is why I said grab a calculator. You can do this all in your calculator. So I'm going to go parenthesis, negative 12, close it, square it, minus 4 times 1 times 36. and I get 0. Okay, so this is part of your answer. So I got 0, and what does 0 mean? How many solutions? One real solution. So I got 0, so that means one real solution. And if you want to write SOL for solution, so you don't have to write out the word solution 50 times today, you can do that too. I just did SOL for solutions.
Do we gotta write 0 on there? Or do we just put one real solution?
You have to put one real solution. Yep.
No, like I'm asking, do we gotta put the 0 before the real?
Yes, because this is your discriminant. It's going to ask you to calculate the discriminant. So it's almost like a part A and part B sort of question, right? So part A is asking you what is the discriminant. Part B is kind of asking you what does that mean about the type of solutions. Go ahead.
We put one R and then
No.
SOL.
No, let's just put one real solution. Like I said, if you want to abbreviate, I'm okay with that. All right, let's flip. We're going to do 2 more. Same thing, nothing different. So again, I'm going to write myself a reminder. It's just b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so that's what I'm using. I'm not using the whole quadratic formula, just that one chunk of it. Okay, look at part B. What's my a value? What's my b value? What's my c value? 40. B squared. So again, when you plug in b to square it, remember it has to go in parentheses. That's the rule. Anything going in getting squared has to be in parentheses. Minus 4 times a times c. Gonna figure out what that equals. Yeah.
Did you intend for the 8 for each of these examples, or the B?
To be negative?
B.
Yeah.
To be 1.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too in just a second. So yes, actually yes. Okay. So this time I get negative 16. Is that what we got when we typed it in? Okay, again, we're making sure we're practicing typing it in because we need to be able to do that. Okay, negative 16. What type of solutions am I going to get out of the quadratic formula if my square root has a negative 16? What will I get? 2 imaginary. And if you want to put IMAG for your imaginary abbreviation, I'm okay with that too. So I'm okay with abbreviations, but I got to be able to tell what you're saying. Okay? All right, look at the last one. Is the last one set equal to 0 like all the other ones have been? Bummer. So the first thing I need to do is add over the 30 so that it's set equal to 0. So I've got x squared minus 12x plus 30 equals 0. So if it's not set up the way you need it to be set up, fix that first. What's your a value for this one?
1.
What's your b? Yeah, what's your c? Positive 30, right? There's no, is there a negative? Well, it was negative 30, but we added it over. Now that it's on the side, right, it's positive. That's why we had to add it first. Yeah. Okay, b squared. Negative 12 goes in parentheses. Minus 4 times a times c equals, see what it is. You try it too. You're going to get 2 solutions? Okay, so I'm hearing it's going to be a positive number answer. Let's see. Ooh, I agree. Did we get 24? I got 24 as well, which means 2 real solutions. So that's all you have to do. You're doing your b squared minus 4ac. Huh?
I didn't know that.
Negative's imaginary, because remember yesterday we were getting negative numbers under our square root and we had i's. So negative numbers fit with i's, positive numbers fit with real answers, and then if it's 0, because adding or subtracting 0 wouldn't do anything, we only get 1 solution.
Why did you keep having negative 12?
Oh yeah, so here's the question. Did you guys notice that in all my examples, my a was 1, my b was negative 12, but my c value changed? Okay, so that's just trying to show you that the C value has a pretty big impact on what type of answer you're gonna get. So that's just kind of showing you that like one number can have a really big impact on what the outcome of the discriminant is.
Is that how we'll be able to practice or
That they're all the same? No.
they're all 12?
No. And I see one thing that I think could be an issue. Let's look at the practice real quick before. Now look on here. Do you see how when I go to the practice, do you see how it's written out for you? Well, you can't see because it's blurry. There we go. Do you see how it's written out for you? Oh, I wrote complex. Complex is the same as imaginary. So you can, the words are interchangeable, and we've been using imaginary. So I would probably replace that with imaginary. There's one thing I see, though, that worries me. Let me come down to this one. What's my A value for number 5? What's my B value? No, my C value is going to be -6. Is there a B value? No, there's no X term. So it's 0. So this would be the same as 5x squared plus 0x minus 6 because there aren't any x's. Okay? So the two things, I'm going to hand this out. Hold on. I'm going to hand this out. So the two things that I want to make sure you see before I hand it out, there we go, is that complex and imaginary mean the same thing. And if you're missing a term, that means it's going to be 0. Okay. I'm going to stop the video.